Welcome back to my channel. It's Gina here, and today I'm going to be talking about lemongrass. I grew up calling this fever grass, and I can always remember whenever I got a fever, my grandmother would go outside and would cut a couple pieces of the leaves, come inside, boil some water, add some honey, and I had the most delicious tea, and of course, my fever would just miraculously vanish. But of course, today I know that there are numerous benefits aside from just reducing fever that lemongrass is capable of. But I won't go into that in this video, as I'm sure that you can do your research. What you're looking at here is one of the specimens that has gone to seed, and the seeds are clearly visible. They're not yet ready for harvesting, but you can clearly see the seed heads that are showing off at the top of one of these specimens. Years ago, I bought one fever grass and I divided it up, and now today I have, wow, I couldn't even tell you. As you can see from the beginning of the video, that one plant that I bought has been divided numerous times. I've used it to create a hedge at the front of the house, and what you're looking at here is kind of a room that I used the lemongrass to create, and right behind all of this lemongrass is actually a small vegetable garden. And there are numerous lemongrass plants that I currently have in my yard. I've given away quite a few over the last couple of years as well, and I just keep dividing them up every single year to create even more plants. In addition to using the lemongrass for making tea as well as cooking with it, I also use the leaves as fertilizer by using it to mulch other plants. My lemongrass plants have gone to seed many times, and I've collected many seeds from them, but obviously I cannot collect them all, and some seeds have dropped, and what you're looking at here are a few lemongrass plants that are just beginning to come up. What I do in this case is simply pull them up and repot them or give them away. Pulling them up and repotting them is very easy, as the lemongrass plants are very resilient. If you are interested in getting some of the seeds, please do let me know, as mine are just going to seed and I can collect them and go ahead and store them. So like I said, one of the easiest ways that I've gotten new plants is by having some of the seeds just drop and start to grow. And here I am just pulling up one of the new plants that had just started. I simply gave it a little bit of a tug and it came right out, roots and all. And all I will do from here is just simply put it into some water to keep it moist for a bit until I can repot it, or just go ahead and put it directly into the pot. I chose to put it into some water just to keep it moist until I could get around to potting them up. Some people choose to cut the green off, but I don't, because I don't find it necessary. You can see a few others that I've got sitting in water, and I had them there for a couple of days and they're doing just fine. The green has not turned brown or anything, and they've got quite a few really lovely roots on them, ready to go into a. Everyone should have a lemongrass plant in their yard. There are just numerous medicinal benefits, in addition to the fact that it just smells good, plus it helps to keep mosquitoes away. Sometimes the lemongrass plant has grown a little bit too big and it's a little bit more of a challenge to remove by hand, so I have to use a small tool to dig around some of the soil to try to remove it that way. And that is what I'm doing here. When they are around this size, I would normally just go ahead and dig them out of the ground and put them into a small pot. It may look like I'm hurting the plant, but I'm really not. The roots come out intact, and I simply just place it into a small container with some soil, and it bounces right back. This plant could be divided even further into maybe 3 or 4 more plants, but I decided to just keep it intact. Each of those stalks could become another plant. Now what you're looking at there is an even more mature plant, which is going to be even more of a challenge to remove. But I had to get it away out of there because there was an even bigger plant toward the back, which is actually the mother plant. So I wanted to go ahead and remove as many of the seedlings from the ground as I possibly could. I had to pull out the shovel to get this job done, as you can see here. This was a little bit more of a challenge because I was trying to remove the lemongrass plant intact without damaging the leaf of life plant that was very close by, as you can see in the image. The leaf of life plant is another medicinal plant, and I will go ahead and post the link for that so that you can find out a little bit more about the benefits of that plant. After quite a bit of digging and a lot of tugging and pulling, this particular lemongrass plant was finally free of the ground. And because of the size of this particular one, I immediately potted this one rather than putting it into some water. You can see the size of the plant just by the size of the root ball that I'm showing here. So I'm using a 1-gallon pot, and all I'm using is just native soil. Lemongrass is really not picky about the type of soil that is used. With all of the lemongrass that I have in my yard, all I did was dig a hole and just plop the plant right into it. And after it was established, I haven't even watered them. They are very resilient plants, and some of them tower to about 6 or 7 feet. So they are really not picky plants about the type of soil that is used, and they just grow and produce, and you can harvest from now and for years to come. And as this plant gets bigger, it can be divided into even more plants, and you can give away, you can sell, whatever the case might be. I made sure to water it well after I got it secured into the pot. I found this lemongrass plant very close to the wall of the house, and I decided to go ahead and dig it up, and I cut off all of the leaves and divided this particular one up because it really didn't look that well. And what I did was I just repotted each section into its individual pots. So I just put some soil into a container, then I placed the particular section in, added a little bit more soil, watered it well, and within a couple of weeks I will have a whole new plant. And I did that with each section that I had divided it into. So here you can see another small one that I had repotted, and in just a few weeks it will grow to look something like this. And then after a few months it will be as big as one of the specimens that I have in the yard. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel if you are not a subscriber. I appreciate each of you being here, and I will see you soon.